안녕하세요, 림베이시. 싱가포르 남자입니다. 네. So today nothing fanciful. I just really, feel like making a video just to tell you guys like how I have been learning my Korean language. Like some of you think I speak very good Korean, but actually not. I'm just barely intermediate level. And I only passed the topic exam to level 4, so I'm not that good, right? But yeah, nonetheless, I'll share with you what I did to at least get this far, right? Now, first and foremost, unlike most people who come to Korea, uh, before they come to Korea, they would have learned like a few months of basic Korean and stuff like that, right? No, I did none of that thing. I just came, right? So the moment when I first came to Korea, 그 진짜 처음에 왔을 때 그냥 영어로 그냥 영어로 얘기하면 충분한다고 생각했는데 so when I first came to Korea, I thought like Korea is like first world country for so long, Asia, four dragons and all that stuff. So it's been international for decades. So pretty much English should be okay, just like in Singapore. Oh, but I was in for a rude awakening. I tried to live here like without any knowledge of Korean language beyond 감사합니다, and I only know 감사합니다. 안녕하세요. I don't even know 죄송합니다. I don't know how to say sorry. So, and I don't even know how to say excuse me. So I always go around like excuse me, and they don't understand that. Like excuse me, they don't understand that. So for about 6 months, I suffered all that, and then I enrolled into a Hanyang University to take up the Korean language course. Right there, like this. I still have one of my textbook here. So I studied let me see for how long. Actually it's like 1.5 years. Okay, I studied 1.5 years in Hanyang University, and while I would say the this proper the like academic education is very important for you to learn the proper vocabulary, the proper rules of the language, and also to give you a very strong and firm foundation, working foundation in the language, enabling you to be able to read, write, speak, listen to the language. It's actually very important, but it's not enough. So while I was still studying in Hanyang University, I started to attend language exchange. Now at that time, I also tried to watch only Korean movies and watch Korean dramas, but like when I first started, I couldn't understand any of that. It was complete gibberish, so I doubt it helped a lot then, right? And I also tried to set my phone operating system to Korean language, and but then I was just starting out, so when I did that, it only made things worse. Because I couldn't understand anything on my phone. I couldn't even get to a like press. I don't even know what button to press to get to a dictionary to to check out what's the meaning, and it's just stress all over. Okay, so on hindsight, I would say when you're just starting out, really don't do any of these things. Don't set your phone to Korean, and because it just gives you stress for no reason, for nothing. Okay, so at that time I started to attend language exchange, and you know what? That didn't help at all because I could speak so little. I could only do like the 인사말, 안녕하세요. 저 싱가포르에서 저 제이슨입니다. 싱가포르에서 왔습니다. The kind and beyond that three or four sentences, 왕따처럼 이렇게 바보처럼 just sit there like a stupid idiot, just like an outcast, just watching everybody talk. And then you know what? You end up just speaking English with everybody. So it completely defeats the purpose. Okay, so I thought like the initial 6 months was really, really hard because I could not understand any Korean drama. So watching them defeats any purpose because in Korea, the Korean dramas have no subtitles at all. It doesn't even have Korean subtitles. You see, so it was very hard to. And what I did was this. I thought what helped me most during the 6 months was really just keep memorizing vocabulary. So from all the the good thing about school is that school forces you to memorize a lot of vocabulary, and you want to memorize even more vocabulary than what is taught in the school. Some people say, paste like post-its all over house. I did none of that. Come on, I just use something called Anki Droid, and then every interesting vocab that I come across, I just insert it into my Anki, and every day I just review the Anki flashcards, and I still do. So, but right now, instead of like single words, I'm actually memorizing entire expressions. Okay, well, that's another story. So, okay, that helped me a lot. That helped me to quickly understand what people are saying very quickly. If after you memorize your first 1,000 to 5,000 words, you can pretty much start to magically understand what everybody's talking about. Even like movies and dramas, up to about 60-70%. But you still can't speak it. Okay, so about after 1 year, start to be able to make more coherent sentences. I continued to go for a language exchange, and within that period of time, I actually engaged several tutors. Okay, one-on-one tutor with Korean, actual Korean lecturers and teachers. Okay, to teach me one-on-one. Okay, I paid a lot of money for that, but it was so helpful because one-on-one, I have a tutor who actually taught me 대화, like scenario-based conversation. Another tutor who actually worked on my pronunciation and my accent. You think my accent is bad right now? It was way worse before. It was crazy terrible. It was complete 완전 외국인이야. 이거 좋아요. 이거 좋아요. 이런 식으로. Okay, something like that. Ooh, very bad. Okay, so I spent about 3 months to 6 months with my private tutors to get all this right. And then I discovered one thing that really, really helped me in my conversation skill. And there's a website called iTalki, iTalki, where you can actually engage for very cheap professional or amateur Japanese, Korean teachers, actually pretty much any language. Okay, get a Korean teacher and then do a Skype for 2 hours a time. Oh man, it was so cheap. I was doing that every day. So every day I was on Skype I have several. So because I want to learn from several different people and I don't want to get used to one person, because then your understanding becomes very limited. So I actually on iTalki, I actually engaged 3 to 4 or 5, even 6. I lost count of different Korean tutors to work with me 2 hours a time on a conversation skill. That truly, boom, broke the thing for me. Like broke my barrier, and allowed me to actually go to language exchange and start to like be able to converse with people. Like before that, I was like going to language exchange. Okay, I just speak English. Yeah, hello, I'm from Singapore. Singapore 왔습니다. And then, I'm now currently studying at Hanyang University. But now, but after doing the iTalki for like a month or two, I could go to a language exchange there. Oh, 안녕하세요, 저 but my accent isn't that good. Then I was saying something. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 제 싱가포르에서 온 제이슨입니다. 이런 식으로, something like that. But at least I'm talking, At least I'm conversing. So iTalki helped a lot. And then once I got past that stage where I can actually, like, making conversation is no longer a problem, it's like after 1 year to about 1 year, 3 months, I start to need to work on like building up like my expressions. Like just beyond basic conversation, I want to be able to express myself better. That's when grammar or these things become very important. That's when I started to use another app called Hi Native, where I can actually go up and ask Korean people about what's the difference between this word and that word. You start to be able to ask very, very chim question. This Singlish chim is very difficult questions. Like what's the difference between this word at this grammar point and that grammar point, which is very close, and things like that. And that really helped me improve a lot. And that point onwards, right, like after about 1 year, I'm able to understand almost 70-80% of what's on the TV. Or what helped me a lot is also watching like Korean variety shows like Running Man and all that stuff. I watch a lot. I lost count. But the thing is, from these variety shows, you start to be able to collect. Collect means you really need to jot it down, put it in your Anki or write it in your notebook. Really local expressions that really help you to speak more like a Korean. Like instead of just 잘했어요, or meaning well done, instead of just 잘했어요, or then maybe from this 예능 program, this variety show, you start to be able to use things like 대박, 쩔어, 와, 잘 찢어내. You start to build up very fanciful expressions. So that helped a lot, and I'm still doing it right now. Like every day I still watch, and every day there is something new for me to jot down. Every day there's something new for me to continue to put in my Anki. So it actually helped a lot, right? So after graduating from the language course, basically every day I continue to do the same thing. Every day, the first thing in the morning, I'll turn on the Korean radio. In fact, it's not okay. That's wrong. In fact, whenever I'm at home and I'm not watching TV, my Korean radio is on through my phone, right? Just download Korean radio and then, plenty of that. Just turn it on. So I turn it on. I on it even while I'm sleeping, because I believe my brain can still hear that thing, and I want it to continue to learn that rhythm, right? So while I'm sleeping, my radio is on. The first thing I open my eyes, because it's on, the first thing I hear is Korean again. So that rhythm and everything. So continue to build up. So that's one thing I continue to do. And I used to read books in Korean, but slowly I found that it's not very effective, because it takes a long time to read the book, and the way it's written in what's called 문어체, which is written form, is not very helpful for speaking, okay, unless it's the dialogues. So I found that instead of reading books, the best thing to read is what? It's comic book. Because comic book is really a volume full of 대화, a volume full of just conversation. So you can pretty much, it's all in conversation form. So it's just pretty much just memorize all that, and you'll be pretty much done, And after a while, like holding physical books, like comic books, is kind of like a hassle. I started to read webtoons instead. So I have a few of my favorite webtoon. My current favorite is 우리 사이는. So that's my current favorite right now. You learn a lot. You can take a lot of expressions, put it in your Anki, and that really helped me a lot in my speaking ability to my expression, because you no longer see, the thing is, when you try to translate things from in your head from English to Korean, a lot of that translation doesn't work, and that's why you come up with very weird sentences, all the 외국인 sentence, or the foreigner sentence, very weird to Koreans. They were like, what, and then you thought, but just like a lot of expressions in English, you cannot translate directly into Korean. Then sometimes the meaning is completely opposite. It's the same thing in Korean. You cannot translate a lot of these things. So you really need to collect. You need to collect all of these expressions and practice it daily. So for me, so far, that has yielded the best ROI so far. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see, I actually use a lot of different ways to learn my Korean. Even though right now it's still not great, but these are very effective methods, and I continue to use them. So yeah, I hope my tip. Okay. I hope it's been helpful for you guys. I still hope to improve my Korean, and yeah, if you guys have any tips for me as well, just drop me a message, drop me a comment, okay? Because this video is getting very long. In fact, I can still go on. There are still things I do, but they're not big, they're not that effective, so I'm not gonna mention it. There's no more time, right? So see you guys next time. And yeah, Korean is a very, very hard language to learn. It's not a part-time language, okay? It's something that takes a lot of dedication and time and energy. But 꾸준히 노력하다가 보면 잘할 수 있잖아. So as long as you persist on it, well, you can do it, right? Okay? I'll see you guys next time. 안녕.